All right, let's go ahead and go to the next slide here. It's a very similar concept. In fact, it's a parallel concept. The definition for the derivative of a function is as follows. Let f of x be a function defined in an open interval containing a. The derivative of the function f of x at a, denoted by f prime of a, is defined by f prime of a, is the limit of f of x minus f of a over x minus a. So essentially, it's the same definition as the slope of the tangent line. Alternatively, we may also define the derivative of f of x as at a as f prime of a equals the limit of f of a plus h minus f of a over h as h approaches infinity. And so we have an example that we are supposed to work with, and we're going to go ahead and this is try using both definitions, but since we already used the first definition previously in a previous example, I'm going to use a second definition. So let's go ahead and try that. Okay, so I have the problem already over here on this Paint app, and we're going to use this definition. And just very briefly, let's see if we can get a sense of what we're looking at. It is worth thinking of this most of the time in terms of the tangent line, because the definitions are identical. So this is a parabola, and it's not real clear from picture where the parabola is, so I'm gonna be making a bit of a guess, and just, you know, let's try a different. Well, maybe if I do this, yeah, it's hard to tell like where the intercepts are and so on. So this is I'm just trying to give you a sense, but if say 2 is there, then the derivative is going to be somewhere, is going to be the slope of that line. So now we're just looking at the slope. In the previous example, we wanted the equation of that line. Here we just care about the slope. All right, so we'll go ahead and jump in and use the definition. We're going to go ahead and use a second definition. So the derivative at a is the limit of f, well, it's f of a plus h. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'll plug in a plus h. So it's minus 4 times a plus h. Let's see if I can do that just a tad better. I'm not writing straight on the paper, so it's a little hard to, I'm having to write on an upright screen. A plus h, and then plus 1. Now I'm going to go ahead and put that in parentheses, and just because of the space, I'm going to have to put the minus sign over here, and I've got So that took care of this part. Now I just have to do minus f of a. So so it's gonna be, I'll use brackets here and it'll make more sense. But basically, I just need to plug in a here. Okay. And that's the numerator. So we'll identify that as a numerator. And that's going to be over h. So I guess I didn't need to go that far. Okay, so I need to simplify the numerator. So that's going to be the limit as h goes to 0 of 3 times a squared plus 2ah plus h squared minus 4a minus 4h plus 1 minus 3a squared plus 4a minus 1. Hopefully I didn't make any mistakes. There's a lot going on there. And you'll just have to check on your own that it all makes sense for you. Like, where did I get? I know some of you will be thinking, well, where did I get that piece? And I'll just remind you that I squared the a plus h. So assuming that I didn't make many mistakes, I can start looking for things that are gonna cancel, although I'm actually tempted to go ahead and distribute first. And once I combine like terms, we're gonna see a lot of things cancel. Again, if I see things not going, not all canceling, then I'll have to stop to check the work. But so far, there are things that are canceling for me as expected. In fact, importantly, what I'm left with are things that have h in them. And that alone gives me some confidence that I did this correctly, because since I've got some items that have h in them, what I'm able to do is to factor out the h. And I'm left with 6a plus 3h minus 4 and I'm getting real close here because I've got it over h, and I think I can nearly finish it off over here because these will cancel. and I can plug in, this is a 0. I can plug in that 0 for H, and my A is over here in the original problem, the 2. So I've got 6 times 2 plus 3. Now the H is going to 0 minus 4. So I'm left with 12 minus 4, which is 8. And so I'm going to do a quick check of all my work. So I was already confident because this is a positive slope that the derivative at 2 would be a positive value, and that matched with the 8 that we got. But after confirming, I'm certain that that is indeed the derivative f prime of 2 equals 8.